Nordstrom has officially cut ties with Ivanka Trump's brand, and they claim that the reason why they did so is not due to politics, but mostly because her sales have been lagging as of late. Now, if you can remember, a few months ago, there was a boycott of her products, or at least a boycott of certain retail companies that sell her products, and that could have played a role, but Nordstrom is saying this has nothing to do with Ivanka Trump, has nothing to do with her father or politics. She just hasn't really been doing a good job in selling her products, and we need to refresh our inventory. So as recently as the first week of December, 71 different Ivanka products were available on the Nordstrom's website. Last week, that number dropped to 26. On Wednesday, 9 products were available. And according to a spokesperson at Nordstrom, each year we cut about 10% of brands carried and refresh our assortment with about the same amount. In this case, based on the brand's performance, we decided not to buy it for this season.
I wonder how much I wish there was maybe a better way to gauge it, you know?
Yeah.
Is this just the normal fall off of something? Like sometimes products fall off. Maybe, you know, they found some stitches are always missing, maybe badly made.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're made. But then I would love to see an actual gauge and readout of how maybe people's push, you know, what they call it, internet activism.
Activism, right.
How much hashtags push this, because then this could lead to something. I've criticized, I'm not going to say we, when we tried to go after Chick-fil-A and other ones. I was like, people are going to eat the Chick-fil-A, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's the thing. So I don't know how much an official boycott contributed to this. But I do know that people are paying attention and people are very hyper aware of different players and what they're associated with and what they might be selling us. And so for me, I mean, I love the boycott, but I didn't push for it, and I didn't consider myself officially part of it. But I was at Marshall's a few months ago, right? And so I love Marshall's. That's my jam. Like, that's where you find like some really good brand name stuff for less. Keep it at 100.
You're stealing the wrong tagline. It's not Marshall's.
It's Ross dress for less,
right?
Not Marshall's.
I like Marshalls and TJ Maxx a little better than
We'll
Ross.
fight about
it's
it
all
after.
under the
That's
same
in the
umbrella.
post-game.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, so I went to the clearance rack as I normally do, and I saw a few dresses that I really liked. And so I go into the dressing room to try them on, and then of course you're gonna see what the label is, and it was Ivanka Trump. And I gotta be honest, I like the style that she puts out there. It's very similar to what I like to dress in, but as soon as I saw that label, Ivanka Trump, made in China, didn't even try it on. I was just like, I'm not gonna buy this. And so I don't make a big stink about it, but it's just me kind of practicing activism through consumerism, through my money. And so I can find cute dresses made here in America that'll cost me a little more, and maybe I won't find them at Marshall's, but I'd rather do that than support anything involving Trump.
Yeah, what I like about this story specifically was that it truly pushed me out of my comfort zone, because earlier today I found myself looking at women's shoes for the first time in years. My mom is going to be very thrilled. She's like, there's hope. In any case, I was looking at sort of the price points of like what her line costs and everything, and I have noticed that over the course of the past 3 months, there have been like a major nosedive in how much they're costing in compared to how they were prior to the election. And there's got to be a correlation there. There's got to be a correlation. Now, I was talking to an editor outside before we came inside, and she said something I thought was really funny when I was looking at the shoes, and she was like, they look like they're Hillary Clinton's shoes. And I was like, that's funny, you should say that, because these are actually Ivanka Trump shoes. They are not Hillary Clinton shoes. And then the other thing that, to your point, Anna, was I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was going out to like an informational business lunch with someone that she didn't know, but they were sitting down and they were talking. And she noticed at the end of the lunch that the girl was wearing Ivanka Trump shoes. And they had a really nice business luncheon meeting, but she was talking to me afterwards, and she was saying, I wonder if that aligns with her politically. I couldn't tell, and it doesn't really matter, but it definitely brought up a question, because she was wearing these shoes.
It makes a statement right now.
And so whether or not people are boycotting it because they hate Donald Trump or because they love Hillary Clinton or whatever, I think that people are going to be cautious about wearing a clothing line that aligns so obviously with the political party in power right now. So I would understand why sales might be declining for Nordstrom to make this natural conclusion that maybe take it off their acts, because people, I mean, I honestly, well, maybe I would. Now it feels kind of trendy to wear something that said like Obama on it. I know that Chance the Rapper just came out with a line that has like, not in a line, but there's a sweatshirt that says Malia and something like "It's okay, we all smoke" on a sweatshirt, and I totally want to get that
That's
sweatshirt.
awesome.
But I don't know if I would wear that during his presidency, because you just don't want to alienate anyone that you could meet. You don't want to just walk up to someone and be like, here, like, judge me based on my political views.
I'm fascinated by a couple of things. Can both of you guys recognize Ivanka Trump's shoes by glancing? You said the business meeting that someone was in, they wore the shoes and they went, those Ivanka
On the
Trump
bottom,
shoes?
on the bottoms, like on Jimmy Choo's. Are you impressed right now, Anna, with my
I am.
with
I
my knowledge
don't-
of heels?
Yeah.
But it was like on the bottom, I think, of where the heel goes, like the little crevice of the foot. This
The
is
sole?
romantic. The sole of the shoe. There you go. And it says, I think, like Ivanka Trump, and she noticed that, or maybe when her legs
Oh,
were across
I
her. I
see.
don't know. Maybe she had a crush on her, and she was looking at her feet, and she had a foot fetish. Who
Yeah,
knows?
look, she has cute stuff in her line. So I wouldn't immediately make a judgment about anyone wearing it, because maybe they just like the way it looks and they don't really care that much about politics. So don't judge people if they do wear that label. But I mean, again, consumerism matters, and you can really flex your power based on what you are and aren't willing to spend your money on. And so for me, it was a moral issue, right? It wasn't just the fact that the label said Ivanka Trump, it says made in China, like right on it. And I couldn't do it.
Do you guys remember there was an ad that someone did when Obama was in office? It was a few years ago, and they put up a billboard of Obama wearing a jacket, and then they were legally obligated to take that down because you can't put a president in your apparel to sell,
I
because
see.
then that's an unfair push, and you
Right.
can't use the president as your model, basically. And so I don't know if this starts crossing the lines. If well, she's not in office, but if he starts trying to wear certain things to say it doesn't actually, that'd be the most minor cross.
I mean,
of
I
any
would
kind of
love
conflict
it
we'd
if
ever
he
see.
started wearing Ivanka Trump dresses. I think that would be a bold move. I would
Certainly
be
would.
oddly in favor of it. I'd love our first drag queen president.
Become a member of the Young Turks.
I think it's weird.
No, it's not. Afterwards, you'll think
You know, I'm like a smart person.
TUITnetwork.com/join.